What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video where I talk about my top picks for Final Order Cutoff for our indie comics. And we got maybe a smaller list this week, but we got some really good ones on the list this week. So uh, if this video sounds like something you want to hear about, stick around through the entire video to see what is on the list. And if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join in. We drop these videos every week. We drop a new video every week to talk about the top indie comics coming out each week and all kinds of interviews with indie creators. So come in, join the fun. And if you really love what we're doing here, drop some support, join, become a channel member, drop super thanks on videos, or in the live chats, drop some super chats. Really appreciate the people that have done that in the past and are helping the channel grow. So first up for indie comics on Final Order Cutoff, we have a new one from Mark Millar. We have The Ambassadors, #1 of 6. Mark Millar and Frank Quietly on this issue 1 here. It is supposedly, as they say, the most ambitious comic book of all time is finally here. Imagine you could gift superpowers to 6 people in a world of 8 billion. Who do you choose? Join 6 of the greatest artists in the industry for an enormous story about ordinary people from around the world explaining why it should be them. So Frank Quietly doing the art on this first issue. I don't know who the rest of the art teams are, but it's a unique issue. It's almost anthology-like in a way, but it's a new Mark Millar story coming from Image Comics. The other Image comic book that I have on my list this week is in issue #2. And so in these videos, I like to showcase comics that are in their first couple issues, 1, 2, 3 maybe. And then I don't talk about them on Final Order Cutoff, really. I try to focus on them on our lists of comics that are coming out every week. But this one, a #2 that just had the #1 drop, and I really enjoyed it. We've got Local Man #2 from Tim Seeley and Tony Fleece. We've got, of course, Tony Fleece from Stray Dogs and Tim Seeley from everything. He's been doing so many awesome books, and this is no exception to that. For a series that's combining rural crime noir and superhero action, once the star recruit of the media sensation Super Team 3rd Gen, Jack Xavier, has become the prime suspect in the murder of his archenemy, the Hodag. Now, Jack must clear his name in a town that hates him, even as he's followed by a persistent security drone primed to obliterate him if he steps out of line. And each of these books is a flip book. We got that lead story drawn by Tony Fleece and a superhero flashback story drawn by Seeley. It's so much fun. If you were a fan of 90s Image, I think this is that, but better. We get the little flashback to the 90s Image, but we get this awesome noir story going on, crime noir story going on, and I love what they're doing so far. Moving down to the comics and graphics novel section, there's some stuff in Boom. There's some stuff in some of the other sections along the line, but they are comics that are so far into their series that I have talked about them a lot. So if you want to see that full list, go over to the Final Orders Due section of the Previews World website and check them out. This one's coming from Titan Comics, and it is a little bit of an anthology. We've got Astroneer Countdown, and it's a graphic novel with a lot of cool creators, and that's the reason I put this on my list, is because of the creators, not necessarily because of the comic itself or the property that it's actually for. For fans, the hugely successful Astroneer video game comes in all-new, all-ages adventure set in developer System Era's universe. Inside each graphic novel, readers can redeem a unique exclusive cosmetic game code. When aboard Astroneer 7 plucks a mysterious crystal from the planet Boreas, he is catapulted across time and space. Taking the crystal, the very fabric of the planet starts to unravel, threatening to start a chain reaction that could destroy the entire universe. Now 7 and his ragtag crew of Astroneers must get the crystal back to Boreas before it's too late. And the creators that are in this that I really love and wanted to throw out their names because They are doing some cool things out there. Dave Dwanch from Jenny Zero with Dark Horse Comics, and also just dropped one, Banshees from Scout Comics. And then David Pepose, who of course we've had on the channel. He has done the OZ, which was released through Kickstarter, Scout's Honor from Aftershock Comics, and the writer of Savage Avengers, and lots of other things going on with Marvel right now. So lots of cool creators in this. So that is why that one made my list this week. Another one that caught my attention as I was looking through this, I just got a email from Scout about this one too. So it caught my attention based on the description, based on some previous things here. We got Black Demon Tales, number 1 of 3, from Hector Rodriguez and Vincenzo Sansone. It is from a new imprint that they've got, Chispa. When Mexican naval researcher Bella Gonzalez is wounded in an attack by a massive shark, she dedicates herself to destroying it. But can science eradicate something as ancient and supernatural as the Black Demon? Black Demon Tales is an anthology based on the lore of real Mexican fishermen blended with indigenous beliefs. Now a major motion picture. And sounds like the Chispa imprint is maybe a comic line itself somewhere else. Maybe it sounds like in Mexico. And it is really focused on that Latin American or Latin persons and their comic creations. And so I think that's really cool that Scout is partnering up with Chispa here and doing this. But this comic sounds like it could be a really cool anthology of sorts, looking at these different myths. Next up on my list is one that I have an advanced reader copy of it from my shop. That is Don't Spit in the Wind, number 1, from Stefano Cardacelli, writing and illustrating this beautiful, beautiful comic. It's fantastic. I would highly recommend everybody tell their shops they want this one. Don't Spit in the Wind. It's a beautiful story. One man's trash is another man's living. Since Earth became inhospitable, humanity escaped ages ago to live in a space station floating above the atmosphere. Now, Travis and his crew of garbage men are tasked with cleaning up mountains of toxic waste, working for a company called Atomic Bros Inc. to create a clear world. But when one of Travis's crew members goes missing near an old nuclear facility, Travis's job becomes a bit more complicated. There are previews pages up on the Previews World website. I also got, if I can grab this, I got this cool little thing here. It is Comics on Coffee doing a Don't Spit on the Wind. It was a promotional thing sent out to shops, and my shop gave it to me. As you can see in the cover art, there's some coffee involved in this story, and so I think this was a great one for them to partner up and do that. Next up on my list from Scout Comics, we've got Grim Space P1 Pinocchio. Frank Martin writing this one with art from Ramiro Barallo. After malfunctioning repeatedly aboard his old ship, Pinocchio was most grateful for being repaired and upgraded by a tinkerer named Pito. He was so grateful that Pinocchio dreamed of one day becoming a real boy to give Pito the son he had always wanted. Unfortunately, the wide-eyed robot would soon learn that wishes made upon a star don't come true so easily. This was a minor character in the original Grim Space that Scout Comics released. This also was done through Kickstarter, and I backed it on there. So I may not pick up the Scout Comics release as well. I haven't decided yet, depending on room on my pull list. But I think this is an awesome one for people to pick up. I think it's also going to be one that, though it's connected to that original Grim Space, doesn't seem like you have to have read it in order to enjoy this one shot here as well. So don't worry if you missed out on the first one. You can read this one, but go pick up Grim Space from Scout Comics. It's a great read as well. And my last one on the list, we are going to Vault Comics for one from John Lees and George Cambadias and Adam Cahoon. We've got The Nasty, number 1, calling all scary movie fans Scotland, 1994. 18-year-old Thumper Connell still has an imaginary friend. The masked killer from his favorite slasher film. Thumper is obsessed with horror and always has been. He fills his time with scary VHS rentals and hanging out with his fellow fans, the Murder Club. But everything changes when his local video shop acquires one of the most notorious films known as video nasties. Films so scary, they're the target of the British Moral Decency League's crusade to ban and burn. But it's only a movie, right? It's all just imaginary, isn't it? A story about the perception of evil, the power of genre, the love of fandom, the need to create art. Oh, and crap your pants tear. This looks amazing. I have an advanced copy that I haven't gotten to look through yet, but I'm hoping to get a review done this weekend so you guys know before final order cutoff on Monday if you want to pick this one up. This one's coming out in shops in April, early April. We got April 5th, April 12th on a lot of these. I did see March 29th also as release dates here. So a little bit of a range of 3 weeks there of when these books are coming out. But we will be seeing these soon. I'm very excited for all of these books, especially the Nasty and especially, which one? Don't Spit in the Wind. Don't Spit in the Wind. Like I said, I've got that advanced copy. My shop knows I am all in on getting this one. So going to try to get some reviews out for you guys for those 2 books that are coming up that I can review and let you guys know what I think. But that's it for FOC this week. Like I said, there are other books on Final Order Cutoff that are ongoing that you should check out. But without doing a 3-hour-long video talking about them all, this is where I narrowed it down to. So pick these up. Let your shops know that you want them before Monday when the cutoff is. And as always, collect what you love. See you next time.